Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we've got something. Well, it's a unique mission for you.
It really is.
It's part music history, part uh, digital distribution puzzle, and honestly, a bit of a mystery. We are trying to chart the fragmented universe of the solo music project Blue Turban Stone.
And if you've tried to listen to this artist, you already know the problem we're talking about.
Right.
It's not just listening to music. It feels more like, well, like digital archaeology. You
Yeah.
find a few tracks on one platform.
And then you jump to another, and it's a completely different set of songs.
Exactly. Sometimes with a totally different album title or no album at all.
It's this perfect digital paradox, isn't it? The music is everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Uh-huh.
So our goal here is to give you the key, basically. How do you actually build the complete catalog and understand what's driving this fragmentation?
And that's the crucial part. Because what we found is that the core challenge here is that there is no single authoritative full discography. The artist just operates completely outside that normal centralized industry structure. So you literally have to manually cross-check everything. Bandcamp, Spotify, Apple Music, Reverb Nation, all of them.
So let's start at the beginning. Who is Blue Turban Stone? Who is the engine here?
Okay, so this is a fiercely independent project. It's a one-man band, basically, run by a multi-instrumentalist named Mark Wood.
And he's based where?
He's based in Kailua Kona, Hawaii,
Okay.
which, right away that kind of paints a picture of the sound. It's vibrant, it's eclectic, a little atmospheric.
And when we say multi-instrumentalist,
Yeah.
we need to be really clear here. This is not an exaggeration.
Not at all. The sources are absolutely clear. Mark Wood performs everything.
Wait, everything. Like vocals, bass.
Vocals, bass, all the lead guitars, and the drums on every single track.
Wow.
He's the literal definition of a one-man band. And that level of singular control is, well, it's staggering, especially with how complex the music is.
And that control, you can hear it in the genre, right? It's not just one thing.
Oh, no. It's dense. It's layered. You've got elements of psychedelic rock, deep funk grooves, a lot of soul, and then just this raw hard rock energy.
The sources kept using the word trippy to describe it.
Yeah, and that aesthetic really fits. But here's where it gets, I think, really fascinating. There's a historical thread here.
Okay.
The project is associated with the Wood Brothers Music Group.
And what's their story?
Well, we found this deep footnote. The sources connect that group to the launch of what they call the world's first internet-based coalition.
A coalition for what?
For the formation of a United States of Africa. There's even a website mentioned, unitedstatesafrica.com.
Whoa. Okay. That's a huge piece of context. So this isn't just some guy making funk music in Hawaii.
Not at all.
He has a background in the early days of the internet, using this decentralized tech for massive political organizing.
It really makes you ask a question that we have to keep in mind through this whole thing.
Which,
If he was a pioneer in these decentralized digital movements, does the fragmented way he releases his music now, with no single corporation in control, is that a deliberate choice?
so is it a logistical mess or is it an artistic statement?
Exactly. Is he pushing back against corporate centralization?
Yeah.
It kind of sets the stage perfectly for the chaos you find when you look at the actual track.
Yeah, it really does. Okay, so let's get into that discography puzzle. Where do we even start?
We can anchor ourselves with one big release. The one thing that keeps showing up consistently is an album called Mushroom Revelation.
Okay, Mushroom Revelation.
Yeah, it's listed on Apple Music, for instance, as a 2022 album.
And this gives us a sense of a coherent package project. There are specific tracks associated with it.
Yes, very powerful titles. Tracks like Testify the Blues and Overthrow, the Battle Cry of the People. So we know he can and does package a full album.
But then,
The moment you move past that 2022 anchor, the whole structure just, it collapses.
Yeah.
And this is the thing with modern independent music. Streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, they treat most of his 2023 stuff not as albums, but as individual singles.
So you search for his name, and instead of, say, 3 albums, you just get this endless list of 25 little releases.
Exactly. They're just fragments.
Yeah.
Which is why the track list looks so different from one service to another. One distributor might upload a batch of 5, and another one misses one of them.
So what are some of those core standalone tracks from 2023 that you'll see pretty much everywhere?
The ones that keep recurring are titles like Tears of Gaja, Pimpin' Larry, Albio Scooby-Doo, and another one called Hafifa.
Okay.
Those are sort of the widely available tracks that define his streaming presence after Mushroom Revelation.
So is this just him hating structure, or is there a technical reason for this?
It's not necessarily about hate. It's more about how the digital pipelines work. Distributors, they often prioritize singles. They generate quick streams. They fit into algorithms easily.
Yeah.
And if an artist is constantly putting out new music, which he seems to be,
It just gets logged as a new single every time.
right, they don't go back and fold it into a bigger album structure. It's efficient for the distributor, but for the listener,
Hmm.
it's archival chaos.
That sounds absolutely exhausting. Okay, so we've got the main album, we've got the core streaming singles, but now we have to talk about Bandcamp.
Yes, Bandcamp is a completely different universe.
It's designed for that direct artist support, and it seems to hold a totally different key to his conceptual work.
It really does.
Yeah.
You find a ton of stuff on there that's almost impossible to connect to the main streaming lists.
Mm-hmm.
And the track titles,
Mm-hmm.
they really show the thematic range.
You see that political, socially charged stuff come to the front, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. This is the heavy side.
Mm.
We're talking about titles like Satan's of the System, The Book of Sorrows, You Feel No Pain, and Your Reparation. That's the deep commentary that links right back to that history with global organizing we talked about.
But then on that exact same platform, you get the other side of him.
Right. The pure psychedelic funk. This is where that trippy description just clicks. You find tracks named Ghetto Acid Trip, Studio 54, Love Me.
And the very ominous Reigns of Dystopia.
Exactly. If you only listened on Spotify, you would miss this entire layer of his work.
But even inside the streaming singles themselves, there are these hidden conceptual gems.
This is a perfect example of the fragmentation. Sometimes on Spotify's 2023 singles list, you'll find a track that is so clearly meant to be part of something bigger.
And this is where it gets really interesting for me. Take a track like Pimpin' Particle Theory to the Planck scale.
What a title. It's incredible.
You have the slang, pimpin', right next to a reference to the Planck scale, which for anyone not into physics, that's the absolute tiniest, most fundamental scale in the universe.
It's a mind-bending combination. He's mixing deep scientific theory with this raw funk sound. It elevates that trippy label from just, psych rock to something genuinely cerebral.
And then there are tracks that literally scream, I belong on an album, but they're released as a single.
Like the one titled Album Opening Interlude.
Right. An interlude is, by definition, not a standalone track, yet there it is.
It just confirms that everything, even the pieces meant to frame a larger work, is getting pushed out piecemeal. We also saw tracks like The Last Days Said popping up on regional services like Boomplay.
The pattern is just constant small drops of music.
Yeah, whether it's a full song, an interlude, or a deep conceptual thesis statement.
So let's circle back. He's this brilliant multi-instrumentalist. He's got these deep roots in the early internet. Why is his digital house so messy? Is this really frustrating his audience, or is it just that he cares more about creating than curating?
The sources really suggest he's just prioritizing creation.
Yeah.
The output is, well, it's really high, but the result for the listener is, unavoidable chaos.
And there's only one way to solve it.
There's only one solution if you truly want to hear his full artistic vision.
And that, listeners, is you have to embrace being a digital archaeologist.
Precisely. You have to treat Bandcamp as the vault for the deep conceptual stuff. Then you use Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music as the archive for the more widely distributed singles.
And you open them side by side.
You have to.
Yeah.
And you manually combine the lists. No algorithm is going to do that work for you.
That's a powerful challenge. But music isn't just about the files, it's also about performance.
Right.
If he's a one-man band making these dense tracks, how does that translate visually? Let's talk about the performance side.
The visuals are so important to get the one-man band concept. And the videos are mostly on YouTube. They're essential viewing, really.
Because they show him actually doing it all.
Yeah, you see him handling every single instrument.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's cycling through them live with loop pedals. It's not just a guy playing guitar to a backing track.
So when you're searching, you should look for Blue Turban Stone Live, or there was a specific title.
Yeah, try searching for Blue Turban Stone Trip 1080p. That seems to bring up some key content.
And there's a conceptual video album, too.
There is. We found a reference to a YouTube upload described as the first 10 tracks of the latest Blue Turban Stone video music album.
So he's thinking of the visual side as a continuous project, not just one-off music videos.
Exactly. It blurs the line between a recorded album and a visual experience, which it kind of mirrors how he already blurs the lines between singles and albums. It's a very cohesive aesthetic choice.
The density of the sound is matched by the intensity of the visuals. It all makes sense.
So if you're ready to start your own archaeological dig, we can
Ah.
just quickly reframe the options for you.
Okay, so remember, Spotify and Apple Music are your starting points. They give you the high rotation 2023 singles list, easy to get into. Pandora and Amazon Music have them as well.
But if you want the heavy stuff, the Satan's the system tracks, and you want to support him directly, Bandcamp is the key. That's the conceptual vault.
And for updates on the flow of new material, check his Facebook and Reverb Nation profiles.
Right.
What an incredible journey. We started with the single musician in Kailua Kona and ended up mapping this completely unique, fragmented musical universe.
We found the anchor, mushroom revelation. We defined those core streaming singles. And we unlocked the deeper stuff hiding on Bandcamp.
So what's the big takeaway from all this?
I think the takeaway is that to find the complete vision of a truly independent artist today, you have to reject convenience. You can't just rely on one platform.
You have to accept that the distribution system itself might be part of the artist's philosophy.
In this case, yeah, one rooted in decentralization. You have to actively curate your own experience to really get the full picture of his work.
And that brings us right back to that powerful connection we made at the start. Mark Wood's project is historically tied to this early, ambitious internet movement, the United States of Africa Coalition, a movement outside of central power. So, given that history, what does this fragmented discography across all these decentralized platforms really tell us about his approach today? Is it just logistical oversight? Or is this the ultimate expression of creative freedom, where he's placing his resistance to centralization above, immediate accessibility?
That is an absolutely essential question for our digital age.
And that's something for you to mull over on your own. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.